Not too long ago, I was wandering through my world and I stumbled upon this. It was an old wall of forgotten ideas, some lost to time, some completed months ago, and some I'm glad I forgot. The concept of an idea wall exists in almost every Minecraft world, but it hit me at this very moment that too often these fleeting moments of inspiration are forgotten. I don't know about you, but I don't want to let that slide, so today we're going to make sure we never forget an idea again by building an area to think, to plan, and to just generally brain dump all of these ideas. The sun is setting and I'm scared. I'm starting off this video around the messy shulker boxes that we've left from last episode where we made our lovely little lighthouse and a few seaside buildings which added a very nice entrance to our land. I am a big fan of how this turned out. It's just added a lot to the entrance to our area. And oh yeah, I need to show you it at night as well. I just realised I just slept as well, so we've got a minute to wait. Oh, I also didn't start my flashback. I'm rusty. Okay, the sun's going down again. I want to show you this lighthouse from where I saw it the other day. I was coming from our wooden bridge here back into the town of Wollington and I saw this beacon of light where you could actually see it going around in circles. And funnily enough, this is the build that has inspired the build that I'm going to be making today, which is just a spot to think, really, because I was wandering around my world and as I saw this, it's funny how this gave so many ideas for other things to build. I'd finished this build and thought to myself, oh well, the path ends here, so we need a path, you know, meeting up with that bridge over there, and if we're going to do that we can, you know, fill that gap with a dock next to the lake or a little cafe over here where I can get food. And so because of a new landmark in my world, my brain starts flooding with new ideas, if that makes sense. And that gave me the idea of making a dedicated spot for ideas, somewhere in my world that I can sit and I can brainstorm and write down these ideas that I get whilst just wandering the paths in my world. I like to think that it's a pretty good idea. It's what we talked about at the start of the video, an idea board, but just enhanced really. And I think that I've picked out a pretty zen spot of my world for a build and for a place to just sit and think. So as we've reached the end of this bridge, what we're going to do is get started with the path there. Okay, this path is now done and we've kept it very, very simple. We've kept it very plain on the left and the right is filled with forest, but the left area here is extremely plain. This is left plain on purpose. It gives me the opportunity to make a build in the future. There's a lovely little bit of real estate here for a nice looking build along the path. But there's not much to it. It is just one long winding path that is going to lead us to the zen area around the corner where we're going to make our main build today. I don't really know how long this video is going to be. I'm going to guess a little bit shorter than the usual 20-25 minutes. And that's because at the moment I'm pretty busy working on another video. The video after this one's going to be quite a movie length video where I took part in a Minecraft event with actual other YouTubers. I've not really done anything like that before. I usually just play single player on this world by myself, but it has been super fun to record. It's been super fun to edit, and so yeah, put on the notifications, put on whatever you got to do, keep an eye out for the next upload. Thank you. Anyway, it does not take a genius to guess that the build that we're making today is at the end of this path and is in this area here. When I was wandering my world the other day, I found this tunnel that I made to transport some villagers, and I discovered on the other side of the tunnel is this very interesting looking cave. There's a lovely cave. Oh, there's a dog stuck on the mountain. Okay, scratch everything we was doing. We're saving this dog. Okay, there you go. This should let him wander back over. I'm just going to leave that like that for now. Not my best terraforming. I'll leave it like that and he should wander down from there. But yeah, I found this very relaxing when I was walking past it. The cave there and the land surrounding this body of water here. And I just thought a little hut or a little house of sorts right where I'm stood now would be very relaxing, and we can have a little fishing pole into the lake here. It's definitely not a lake. I'm gonna go with cove. I think that's the right word. What we're gonna going to do is just get cracking with some terraforming in the area first. I know that I'd usually do some sort of resource gathering montage, but I'm pretty set for materials, to be honest. So I think we're good to just get building, and in the interest of making this video a little bit quicker than usual, we don't need to do loads of resource gathering. Let's just get going. I think this guy just likes mountains. We'll just let him be. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Done already on. Breaking news, a new tree has hit the forever world. I tried my hand at a willow tree. I can't think of a tree more relaxing than that. You know, they sway in the wind and they hang and they look very loose and relaxed, and I think it fits the vibe very well. It didn't take me as long as the other custom tree that we have over here. This one was like my first attempt and it took ages. I meticulously placed every single block of that tree. But this one was definitely different. I don't know if I'm maybe just getting better, which is a good sign, but it didn't take as long and it was more fun to do because it didn't take as long. One thing I do hope is that you can see the vibe that we're starting to go for. Imagine if I had a little fishing rod here. I could sit here for a long time and just fish and think of ideas, and then boom, turn around and we go and record those ideas in the room which we're going to put here. That's the plan. That's the pipeline that I'm thinking of. I particularly like the infinite dock legs here, which just seem to go on forever, but this little area over here is very sweet as well. Oh yeah, and the cave as well, arguably the most important point, the focal point of this lovely little area. We revamped the cave. I didn't want to get rid of that bit that was poking out here. It gave it a bit of character. Didn't want to get rid of it, so I made it look a little bit prettier, and it's still poking out at the top there. I could have easily just made just an arch, and that would be very boring. I mean, I just called myself out completely. This is just an arch with a little pimple on the side. Never get rid of the pimple. The pimple adds character. And so that is our terraforming. All I need now is a fishing rod and the final piece of the puzzle, which is going to go behind me, which is going to be the building where we can record, we can store all of these great ideas so that they never get lost again. This is going to be one of those buildings that I hope looks pretty, but also has some good function, which is great. If you have a build that has function and you can come back to it, that is such a plus. Wait, let me get my fishing rod. I did not know I had this. Look how maxed out that is. So very soon we're going to have the final piece of the puzzle, as I say, which is going to be that building, and I can't wait to make it. So let's just get going. I just love wandering around this world. It's coming together so nicely, and every time we make a new building like this, it makes walking around the area so much more fun. So we'll head over and have a little look at this build. We can leave that boat there at the dock and turn around and have a look at our new and improved fishing area, fishing rod on the go, on the ready. I'm very happy with how this area has come together. So we'll go through the intended way. We'll go through the front door, and this is what the inside is looking like, with a very obvious sign telling you what this building is for. I wanted to keep this building super simple. We're going to put some signs and things in here. Actually, I'll go do that now. So we've got some signs, we've got some green dye glow ink sacks, and so we've got signs at the ready here. At the moment, there is a big wooden wall, which I think you'll recognize from the start of the video, which is our old idea board. I think you'll recognize this one right here. And what I want to do quick is transfer any old ideas that I had, which are still worth thinking about, over to the wall, the actual idea wall, which is behind this. Okay, I've got rid of all the ones that are done or I just don't really want to do them. And it actually surprised me how many of the old ideas that we actually have got done, such as an XP farm or, you know, paths or certain bits of terraforming, which I wanted to do. Now, I'm not going to choose all of these, but I am going to put some over on the idea wall. And I think I'm going to choose the church. Oh, you know what? There's actually quite a lot that I want to put on here. I think I'm going to go for the church, the train station, iron farm, storage, animal storage. And this is an idea that I've had since I actually came to this little stretch of land, a castle on the mounting perch up there. So I'm going to move those over to the actual idea wall and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I've transferred over the ideas that I wanted up there and it looks a little bit pathetic at the moment, but I'm super happy with it. I think this is such a good idea. And obviously I won't be showing off this wall all the time because it's kind of just spoilers, but this is such a good idea for me. If I ever get an idea, I just come over here, I whack a sign down, and I can type away whatever the idea is. I'm always getting ideas, you know, when I say I'm wandering about, you see things and you see little patches of land that could suit a certain building or bits of terraforming that need doing. You get the idea and then it fizzles, and I think that's such a shame. So from now on, I'll dart over here, take a sign out of here and just put it on the wall. This was a very fun project. I think it's a very practical building that's a fun addition to the world, and I do hope that you guys are inspired to make your own dedicated spots for ideas. That would be great. I'd love to know what you guys do to store any of these moments of inspiration that you get. But I think that just about does it for this video. I love this build that we've made. I think this building is lovely. I love what we did with the roof, and I don't know if you noticed, but the glass is very strategically placed. There is no light in here, it's all natural light, and the windows are primarily here, here, and here, so all of the light is blasting onto this wall, onto the idea wall. It's been very fun to play with light in this build as well, which is something that I've never really done. Like, it's getting dark outside and this is still lit up. But yeah, I got distracted. I hope you enjoyed watching me build this one. As I say, keep an eye out for the next video. It's going to be quite different, but pretty movie length, and yeah, I'm very excited to upload that one. So without further ado, we'll end this one here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!